In honor of Military Appreciation Month, Verizon thought of a lot of different ways we could show our appreciation, like rolling out the red carpet, giving you your own personal marching band, or throwing a bumping shindig. At Verizon, we're doing all that in the form of special military offers. That's why, this month only, we're giving military and veteran families a $200 Verizon gift card and a phone on us, with a select trade-in and a new line on select unlimited plans. Think of it as our way of flying a squadron of jets overhead while launching fireworks. Now that's what we call a celebration, because we're proud to serve you. Visit your local Verizon store to learn more. $200 Verizon gift card requires smartphone purchase $799.99 or more with new line on eligible plan. Gift card sent within 8 weeks after receipt of claim. Phone offer requires $799.99 purchase with new smartphone line on unlimited ultimate or postpaid unlimited plus. Minimum plan $80 a month with autopay plus taxes and fees for 36 months. Less $800 trade-in or promo credit applied over 36 months. 0% APR. Trade-in must be from Apple, Google, or Samsung. Trade-in and additional terms apply.
This is Scott Becker with the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. We were thrilled recently to pass 7 million downloads and also reach 20,000 plus subscribers under the Becker Private Equity and Business newsletter. We're thrilled today. We always love getting a chance to speak to really smart founders, and today is no exception. We're thrilled today to be joined by Lindsay Gross, who has founded a company in the revenue cycle area called Claims Theory. Lindsay, can you take a moment and tell us a little bit about yourself and about founding your own business?
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me on, Scott. So I'm Lindsay Gross, the founder and CEO of Claims Theory. Claims Theory is a consulting firm focused on revenue cycle management in healthcare. I've spent over 20 years in the RCM space, leading operations, integrating acquisitions and teams. I've worked with and for private equity-backed organizations and certainly understand how to move quickly and communicate with stakeholders. I started Claims Theory because I wanted to do things differently. I wanted to create a business that brings real clarity to a complex space and one that's built on trust and partnership. We help organizations with everything from coding and billing audits, staffing augmentation to leadership placement and strategy, especially when organizations are going through big changes or just need extra support.
Thank you. And talk a little bit about, Lindsay, about the anxiety, the excitement. How does it feel when you're starting a new business?
Everything that you just said, anxiety and excitement, yes. I think initially, early on, when you're figuring out exactly what you want to do, what you want to name the business, the direction you want to go in, there are so many thoughts and ideas, and then you kind of really narrow it down, and you just go. It's exciting, and I think, Scott, each new conversation, each new person I'm fortunate enough to speak with, I just see things through many different lenses now. But no, it's exciting, and we're growing quickly right out of the gate. So very fortunate for that.
That's fantastic. What trends are you watching in revenue cycle? It seems to get more complicated all the time. What sort of trends are you watching currently?
It does. There are several trends I'd like to touch on, but I'll start with the growing challenge around staffing in RCM specifically, finding people who really have the right experience. It's getting harder for a variety of reasons. A lot of seasoned professionals have left the industry, whether that be retirement, burnout, just wanting to do something different. And as an industry, we haven't done a great job of pulling in fresh talent or making this a space people actively want to enter, especially as it relates to the next generation of workers. And at the same time, the expectations have shifted today. It's not just about billing or collections. It's about so much more than that. Navigating increasingly complex payer environments, adapting to new tech, thinking critically across multiple systems, being a financial analyst, being a good coach, that kind of experience is tough to find. We're also seeing a push to do more with less. Health systems and provider groups are being asked to scale, handle higher volumes, improve turnaround times while always keeping costs down. That creates real pressure on teams. The challenge is how to stay efficient and financially responsible without burning people out. the organizations that are doing it well are the ones investing in better processes, smarter use of technology, and stronger leadership that puts people first.
Fantastic. And talk about as you get going now, you've been up and running for a year plus, I think. I don't know how much time exactly, but talk a little bit about what you're most focused on and excited about as you get into this next half of 2025.
Yeah, I'm really proud of building claims theory from the ground up, and I'm not even just at a year. I will be soon, but not just yet. But in a short amount of time, we've brought on national clients. We've launched a podcast, a monthly newsletter with great industry insights. We've sourced and placed some fantastic leaders in new roles. But I think what I'm most excited about is the impact we're making, Scott. We're helping organizations find stability, clarity, momentum at times when they need it the most, whether it's solving a staffing gap or uncovering process breakdowns in the revenue cycle. We get to step in and help bring people, process and tech together in a way that actually works.
Thank you. So you founded a business from the scratch up, from the startup. You obviously were inspired some by a mother who is a founder of a business, but talk a little bit about what advice would you give to other founders besides having a mother to learn from? What advice?
Yeah.
What advice would you give to other founders?
Yeah, I think you're right, though. It does start with great leaders and great mentors. My advice would be don't try to do everything yourself. I think even early on as a startup, you learn that very quickly. You're not good at everything, and don't forget that your team is everything. Without them, you just can't exist. Not and grow and scale in the ways that I'm sure most businesses want to. I've learned over time that strong leadership isn't about having all of the answers. We don't. It's about creating the space for your people to do great work. I think the most successful teams I've seen have trust, clear priorities, a genuine respect for one another. Also keep learning. The industry moves so fast. Leaders who stay curious and open and who are willing to listen and adapt are the ones who thrive.
Thank you so much. Lindsay, it's always great to visit with you. An incredible founder's journey. Any other things you'd like to share about being a founder, about getting a business going? Anything else you could share with our audience to give them some insight into what it's like to start a business?
Yeah, I think it takes a lot of work. I don't think you ever stop thinking about what you're doing the next day, what you're going to be doing for your clients, how you can be better, faster, smarter, deliver, more than what's asked of you every single day. Try to be 10 steps ahead at all times. But again, just it really comes down to the team. You can't do it alone. Find a good mentor. Talk to people that are much smarter than you as frequently as you can.
Thank you so much. I love that advice, and you do an incredible job of balancing all those different things and getting things done. One of the things about Lindsay that people might not know is, aside from being a visionary and building a business, she also is an incredible operator and capable, competent execution type person as well, can get things done, which I think is just a wonderful mix for founding and running a business. Someone that has a vision and can also get things done, combines thinking and getting things done. A tremendous example of that. Lindsay Gross, thank you so much for taking the time to visit with us on the Becker Private Equity Business Podcast and telling us a little bit about your founder's journey and about claims theory. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Scott.
In honor of Military Appreciation Month, Verizon thought of a lot of different ways we could show our appreciation, like rolling out the red carpet, giving you your own personal marching band, or throwing a bumping shindig. At Verizon, we're doing all that in the form of special military offers. That's why, this month only, we're giving military and veteran families a $200 Verizon gift card and a phone on us with a select trade-in and a new line on select unlimited plans. Think of it as our way of flying a squadron of jets overhead while launching fireworks. Now that's what we call a celebration, because we're proud to serve you. Visit your local Verizon store to learn more. $200 Verizon gift card requires smartphone purchase $799.99 or more with new line on eligible plan. Gift card sent within 8 weeks after receipt of claim. Phone offer requires $799.99 purchase with new smartphone line on Unlimited Ultimate or Postpaid Unlimited Plus. Minimum plan $80 a month with autopay plus taxes and fees for 36 months. Less $800 trade-in or promo credit applied over 36 months. 0% APR. Trade-in must be from Apple, Google, or Samsung. Trade-in and additional terms apply.